to wait for a few seconds because there's always a lag. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the reading sprints. Hi, everyone. I just saw there was 3 people. Hello. Welcome to the reading sprints. Thank you for joining me today, Ashleigh. How are you going?
Oh.
You going well?
Yeah, I'm going well. I just woke up like 5 minutes ago, so I'm okay.
That's all right. We can go straight into some sprints once we've sort of said hello. I've got Ellie. Hi, Ellie. And Erin. Hi, Erin. Nice to see everyone. And Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for coming. What's everyone going to read today? I need you guys to help me figure that out. So I have to start a book tonight. So I don't know whether I want to start The Pale Dreamer, which is the prequel, prequel novella to the Bone Season series, or Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, or When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain. So I need everyone to help me figure out which one to start.
I would go with Rebecca.
You go, Rebecca? What do you?
I've not read it, but I'd go Rebecca. I've heard good things about it, so.
Yeah. Hi, Lola. I've read it like quite a long time ago, but I really don't remember a huge amount about it. An impossible choice for me. Yeah, sorry. Lola says prequel. When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain. I'm reading Seven Wherewithal Way by Ellen Bound. It's middle grade. Never even heard of it. Is it good?
That seems like a very big word for a middle grade, though.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Wherewithal. Yeah, Tracy hasn't read any of them, so she's abstaining from the decision. So I've got a vote for each one. This is a problem I have also. I have also want to read all 3. That's why they're on my TBR. So we need a tiebreaker. Who have we got here? Hello. Yes, isn't he very cute? He's so cute. Oh, hi, Strider. Hi.
I think he's just like, oh, you're awake. It's playtime. And I'm like, no, it's not playtime.
No, it's not. Not yet.
So if you see me looking this way, I'm just looking at my dog.
No worries. Lola's reading The Emperor's Blades. Ooh. I saw it on Ellie's channel. It was a cover by Not Loving It. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, that's true. When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain is short. So, though, is the prequel, I think. And I gave it 5 stars. Ooh, okay. That's making me like the sound of it. I'm still feeling kind of ambivalent about the first one. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I think it was the style. It was a bit kind of almost that stream of consciousness, which I don't normally do that well with. Hi. Thank you for coming. We're just talking about what we're going to read, and I'm getting you guys to help me decide whether I should read When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain by Nevo, which is the second one in a series, or The Pale Dreamer, which is the prequel novella to the Bone Season series, or Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So please cast your vote, because at the moment I have one vote for all 3. Makes it very difficult. Essie is currently reading Ariadne. Oh, awesome! I loved that one. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I really want to read that. I tried to get it from like the bookstore, but when I went, they didn't have it, and I was like, oh. Okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm gonna have to wait longer then.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I just saw that. It was got what me got all excited. Oh no, Trey Esther. Oh no, that's a shame. I love them both a lot. Tara's a bit more structured, so you might like it more. Okay, well that's good to know. I'll vote for Rebecca.
For the exact same reason as me, just they've heard good things.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. The next month's buddy read. Yes, we talked about this today I posted on in the Discord today. We were having some problems so I couldn't get, and Lana couldn't get, and Jane couldn't get. I don't know if anyone else was struggling to find The Witch King. So we've decided to postpone reading The Witch King until June because the second one the paperback comes out. So we should have more luck getting a hold of it. Because at the moment we couldn't get it through libraries and whatnot, and then it was only in hardback, so it was going to be like $40 basically. So in February we're going to read Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. And obviously, Ashleigh, you're very welcome to join us if you would like to. That's for the Last to Read book club. I assume, Lola, that's what you're talking about. But yes, so we'll be reading Lost in the Neverwoods next month instead. But we're putting up an announcement video in the next week. One will go up on all of our channels during the next week. So yes, unless you were talking about Ashleigh's book club.
My book club. What's next month? February. February is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I should know that, but I'm still like half asleep, so my brain's like, books are things. Yeah, it's going to be Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I don't know anything about it, so I can't say anything. I know it's a standalone, and I know
it's a
that's it. That's all I know. It's just a standalone. I think so. I don't know. I know it's coming into a TV show.
Okay.
A film. So I don't know. It wasn't my choice. So my choice was Lore, and then it was Rachel's for next month. So I know nothing about it. I know more about the March book though, which is Cinderella is Dead, because I own that one. But I know nothing about Uprooted. So.
I've heard good things about that one, so I will try and join in next week as well. Next month as well. But so I hope that answered your question, Lola. Now you have 2 bits of information about 2 book clubs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the library to try and get it out that way for Uprooted for me. Yeah. Might as well use it if my library has it. I might as well do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't know much about it, then you don't know whether you're going to enjoy it. Might as well, use the library. So should we do our first sprint on the basis that I had what did I have? I had 2 votes for Rebecca and 1 for all the others. I think I'm going to go with Rebecca, which is actually the one I most felt like reading, but I wasn't 100% sure. So that works out well. But yes. So is everyone happy with 30 minutes? That's what I just pulled up on the timer here.
Well, I'm starting Den of Vipers, so, literally on page 1.
So we'll be starting books. This will be a way to test how slowly or quickly either or both of us read. We're both
mine's a Kindle, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, mine's a e-reader as well. So, do we want some kind of space thing under the sea, or the Aurora Borealis? What do people want?
No idea.
Tracy agrees. Yes, 30 minutes. All right. I'm going to choose the Under the Sea. And then I'm going to share my... Erin will be cooking. Enjoy cooking. What are you cooking for your dinner? All right. Oh, sorry, Lola. I'll do Aurora next time. Lola voted for Aurora. And apparently Den of Vipers is a really quick read. So there you go.
Ooh. Well, that's good for me because it's over 600 pages.
Yeah, that is good then. All right. So let's. Oh, I've already started. I did this last time, honestly.
I was thinking, I was like,
I don't know. I think somehow when I hit the full screen, I must press the start at the same time. Just sausages and some steamed veg. You can't stand up very long without getting exhausted. Oh, so leave me on simple things and takeaway. That's totally fair enough. I had forgotten. I'm sorry, Erin. I hope you are starting to feel a bit better though. All right. Sophie, we're getting ready for work in the first sprint. Not go to work till 2, but just want to get ready now, and then I can chill and read for a few hours. Yay! Thank you for joining us, Sophie. All right, let's get started so Erin can cook and everyone else can have a good read. Happy reading! All right. Hello. How did everyone go? I can see we've had quite a bit of chatting going on while we've been, and people joining us while we've been sprinting. So, hello to Jane. Jane likes the relaxing sea scene and is reading A Marvelous Light, which she's enjoying so far, which is good to hear. Hi, Marlene. Just popping to say how I'm doing a 24-hour sprint with another channel, except I just fell asleep for 2 hours. Oops. We'll make oatmeal. Yay! Jump back in there. Happy reading. Enjoy your oatmeal. Marlene always makes oatmeal during our sprints, so it's always a bit like, where's Marlene and her oatmeal if she's not here or if she's not making oatmeal? Doesn't feel
It's like
like
me with Rosie. I'm just like, but you're not walking your dog.
What's going on?
happening?
Where even am I? And we've been joined by Ellie from Ellie's Bookshelf. Hello, just joining now. My first time joining your sprints. So thank you and welcome. It's very exciting. And I stopped to say hello and nice to... So we'll just skip through. And then we've got Paige. Hi, Paige. And Ash. Hi, Ash. And that's perfectly okay, Paige. You can turn up whenever. Ash is reading Relic by Bronwyn Ely. In between some journaling. Sounds lovely. There are words and phrases in the book that will go over the heads of most middle graders. Even I'm struggling with some, but at the same time, it's very sugary sweet. Like an adult who hasn't got kids talking to a 10-year-old like they're 5. Yes, I see. I hate that. I always err on the side of caution and address children basically like adults because I hated to be patronized as a kid. Good choice. Although I 100% have my condescending teacher voice, but that's for the little ones and they don't mind. 10-year-olds definitely would mind. Me too. Fletcher is very much enjoying the fish on screen. No. Fletcher is Ellie's cat, in case you didn't know. Is he trying to get them, or is he just watching them? Tracy read 27 pages. Woohoo!
That's good.
Merb finished their audiobook. Yay! I want to get A Marvelous Light. Ellie is currently reading Sorcery of Thorns. Oh, nice. I enjoyed that one. I ended up realizing that the version of Rebecca that I downloaded from the library was in Spanish. So I'm not reading Rebecca. I decided to read When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain instead. So, yeah. So I went and ordered the actual English version through the library. I mean, I could have purchased it on the e-reader, but I'm still on my, I'm still on a book buying ban. So I figure I'll just read one of the other books I was thinking of reading.
I read 15 pages and I got to chapter 4. And then I went and cut up an apple so I could have some breakfast.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sounds great. He's just watching. Oh, I look forward to it. Yay! That's, I'm assuming, for the audiobook finishing. Yay! I can just see that we've got a bench in the lounge room just next to me here. And there's a cat under it. I can just see this paw poking out and jiggling a bit. So they're obviously cleaning some part of themselves. But yeah, just see this paw poking out from underneath this bench. Silly kitty. So, and I read 18%, which I think is reasonable. So, yeah. Well, we've come to the end of the comments. Should we do another sprint?
Yeah.
Should we do a longer one, or should we do just another 30 minutes? Or should we do a shorter one?
I'm happy with anything, to be honest. I'm still waking up, so
yeah, fair enough.
And that's fine for me.
I know Lola will say we should do 6 million hours, But shall we try for 45 minutes maybe?
Yeah. 45 works for me.
Longer is good, Erin said. All right.
I might actually get dressed on the next sprint because I'm still in pajamas.
Fair enough.
It's really cozy pajamas though, and it has a hood.
I like the little ears on the top. It's very cute.
My friend got me them for my birthday, and I'm like, these are just so comfy. They're really warm as well, which is perfect because it's winter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually cold for you.
To be fair, it's always cold, even in summer, so that doesn't make much difference.
Fair enough. Everyone's voting for longer. Longer, please. 45 minutes would be excellent. Okay, says Tracy. Hides. No, that didn't sound like me. No, not at all, Lola. Not at all. All right. Are we ready? Shall we get going on our reading again?
Yeah.
Happy reading! Hello, hello, hello. We have been joined by the lovely Lana. Hi, Lana.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
You too. I'm on my phone today instead of the computer, so I can't see anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And we have had lots of conversation happening. Well, I've gone too far up now. There were some people were talking about birthdays. Erin asked, "Are you a January baby as well?" And Lola was a he's a January baby. It was the 2nd of June. Happy birthday, Lola. Don't know why I'm waving my arm around, but happy birthday.
Celebratory arms.
Yay! Happy birthday. Jellyfish are mesmerizing. They are mesmerizing to watch, aren't they? Did you just watch the jellyfish the whole time, Jane? Erin's on the 18th. Happy birthday for Tuesday. That's exciting. Hello! You are a little bit late, but that is perfectly fine.
So was I.
So was Lana, exactly. Good morning. Watching from the UK. Read a chapter of the Spanish Love Deception and made some porridge during the sprint. Yay! More porridge. Are you enjoying the Spanish Love Deception? And we've got all the love for Lana. Hello, Lana. Hi, Lana.
Hey, friends.
Lana, you're hard to hear. Yes, you're a little bit quiet.
Dumb. Was that any better? Is it better if I talk louder?
A little bit, yes.
I think it's because I'm using the Bluetooth things.
Yes, probably. Are you okay?
My chair has been stolen.
Oh no! Rowan's chair's been stolen again. It's a common problem that he deals with almost all the time because Pistachio loves to be like, "You're going into the office? Well, I might come and steal your chair. Ha ha ha." And then she like sits on it and looks at him like, "What? I didn't do nothing." And then he wanders around being like, "Well, I have no chair," because you can't move cats, you know. Tracy read 58 pages. Woohoo!
Okay, I have not.
Nice.
Ellie read 41. Woo! Everyone's doing so well. Started a short story collection, got halfway through the first story. Nice. Good job. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, Erin. That's so exciting. Hi, Amy. Got here mid-sprint. Read 13 pages of Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett. Awesome. Awesome. I am pretty impressed, mind you. I looked up what the actual word count of the printed book is, and it's like 128 pages. But still, I've read 50% of the book in the sprints, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll easily get that done in like another sprint or two.
Yeah. Yeah. In theory. It usually gets to about 10 and I'm a bit like but, you know, I could try. How did you go, Lana?
I think I got 30 pages
Nice.
from when I
What-
joined.
What are you reading?
I'm reading The Rat, the Wolf, and the King's Fall. I got it sent to me as an arc from FK Madison, who's in the UK. Yeah, so she also sent me the next one that is being released next month. So I'm about 100 pages left in this one, and then I've got to read the next one. But these sprints, hopefully I'll finish this, and then I'm going to start chasing Graves by Ben Gully.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Ashley?
I read 16 pages, but I did get dressed, so. Well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't remember what you're reading again, sorry.
Well, me, I'm reading Den of Vipers.
That's right. That's right.
I'm reading that book.
That book.
Because Because nothing like waking up first thing in the morning and going, I'm going to read smut. That's
Hey!
A fine way to start the morning.
I agree.
It's actually such easy reading. Like, I'm not even mad. Like, it's so easy reading.
That's good. That's nice. It's nice to start out your day with some nice, easy reading.
And smart.
And smart. KR is enjoying the... what was it again? I am so bad at remembering. Spanish Love Deception. It's really good. Only 3 chapters left. Yay! Hoping to finish it today. Trying to decide what to read next. It's between The Stand by Stephen King or a Brandon Sanderson book. Ooh.
I'm putting Sanderson because I love Sanderson, and the only Stephen King book I read, I hated. So I've not read The Stand. It's a different Stephen King book. But between my favourite author and an author that I really didn't like, I'm going to go for my favourite author.
Obviously, yes. Obviously.
Which Brando Sando is it?
Yeah, which Brandon
Sanderson? That's a good point, actually. Which one?
Are
There
you,
was
and
like
also,
a Three of Kings. Maybe.
Yeah, that might be. Mind you, Stephen King's pretty hefty at the time.
Oh yeah, because The Stand's massive, is it not?
Yeah. Have you read either of those authors before? Do you like one or the other more? Because I'd vote for the one you have read before and know a little bit about, and that you like. That would be my suggestion. Amy said, "Hi Lana, and happy birthday to the January babies." It's never too early for smut.
I love the fact that it's just like 9 a.m. It's time to read
It's
smut.
time to read smut. It's good smut. If it's good smut, it definitely will wake you up. That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, but I started on page 1, so I've got a way to go before I get smut, like proper smutty.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. You've got to ease into it a little bit. Lola's voting for The Stand for you, KR.
I haven't read any full books of either author, so I have no opinion.
Fair enough. Well, I have not read... That's not true. I've read a short story by Stephen King, but that's all the Stephen King I've read. And I've read the first 2 books in the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson and the first Way of Kings. But I'm still arguing that it depends on what the other person, what KR, which author they like, because they're both quite... I think they'd both be quite hefty. Unless it's the YA Skyward series.
Stephen King is known for it being quite a slow burner books.
True, yeah.
Whereas Brandon Sanderson, I wouldn't say it's like a slow burner. It's more like fast paced. So it depends what kind of pacing you want.
Lots of questions to answer there to help you decide. Trying to decide if I should keep listening to my audiobook, Famous Men Who Never Lived by Kay Chess, or switch to a physical book, The Sentence by Louise L. Aldrich.
Not heard of either, so no idea.
Me neither. So I can't really help you there.
How much of the audiobook do you have left?
Yeah. And also, why are you considering switching? Because if it's a concentration thing, I personally would probably be starting to not pay that much attention to the audiobook by now, but yeah. I'm so helpful by being like, let's delve into all the inner workings of how these things will play out. How long have you got on the audiobook? Yes, exactly. I've not read any Anderson, blah, blah, blah. I've not read any Sanderson yet, but have read Misery and The Institute by Stephen King. Misery was okay, but The Institute was really good. Okay, awesome. I just got my first Brandon Sanderson Skyward. I've read a few King books. I love Skyward. I really hope you like it.
I've got it, but I haven't read that one yet.
It's really good.
And I've also got the first Mistborn book, and I'm like halfway through. Well, I'm not even halfway through. That is a lie.
Ew.
15% through The Way of Kings, the first one.
Nice.
Just because I have the Final Empire Mistborn here, you know.
Yay!
It was literally either going to be Den of Vipers or the Final Empire, but because I just finished Lord and read like a fantasy, I wanted to mix up my
Something a
genres.
bit different. Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm going to read this one afterwards, which is also 600 plus pages. So I've kept the chunky ones for last, apparently.
That's the way to do it. Then you feel like you've accomplished something when you read the smaller books. Yeah, Ash is the same. Ash has not read King or Sanderson. The Stand is completely different to Misery. So there you go. So I've never read any Brandon Sanderson yet, but I've just downloaded Final Empire Mistborn Book 1. I have only read The Shining by Stephen King so far, and I really liked it.
Mistborn.
There you go. That enthusiasm. That enthusiasm, I think, carries over to all three of us.
I adore it so much, and also it was a 5-star read for me. And this, when I read it next, it's going to be a reread, and I'm so excited.
Nice.
Definitely.
I have not read Mistborn.
The good thing about the Final Empire, the good thing about the Final Empire as well is because it's the first book in the Mistborn thing, but you can read it as a standalone. Like where it ends, you can finish there. If you don't like it, then it does stand by itself as a standalone really, really easily.
Okay.
Because after that, it does kind of change a bit. So even if you end up not liking it, you can leave it there and still have a completed story. So it's pretty good.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's good to know. Sorry, excuse me. Most of it, I'm only about 20% in. I'm 29% into the sentence. Thinking about switching because it was mainly. But yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not a super fan of Dance Long books. I get bored. So if it's the Skyward series, I'll vote Brandy Sandy. But if it's one of his bigger fantasies, I say neither. What would you suggest instead, Amy? I didn't mind the Final Empire, but I didn't continue. There you go. Lana, I think your mic is only from your laptop. Do you have any external?
Just the one in my ears, but it's not picking. It's weird because it's for me, it's picking them up in the other room. So
Okay.
And my stupid fan, but not me so well, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you are still quiet.
Otherwise, I'm just going to have to yell at the camera or kick everyone out of the lounge and off the computer.
It's all right. We'll be sprinting again soon, so you won't need to talk. There you go. Erin also says neither. They both sound boring. His pacing is typically way too slow for me. Is that Sanderson?
Sanderson's not slow paced though. Sanderson's really fast paced, or at least for Final Empire, it's quite fast paced.
It's very well. When I read The Way of Kings, I read The Way of Kings. It was very dense fantasy.
Yeah, I've heard the writing style is completely different in The Way of Kings though, and it is a lot more dense than Final Empire. Final Empire is quite fast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because there's so much world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In The Way of Kings. But,
also, I think The Way of Kings is like 7 books or something. It's going to be, if not more than that. So he's got so much world building and then character building to do in the first book. So it's like a lot slower than it would be otherwise, I think.
Yeah, whereas Skyward was similar, I think, to not that I've read Mistborn, but it was quite quick. Like, he built up the story quickly, and then there was lots of action in the end of the. Lana moves to sign language.
I can do that.
You just have to sound out all the words with
Yeah. I only know bad words and bad sentences in sign and most languages.
Well, the YouTube won't know it, so it's fine. You're not going to get us taken down. There's so much help around Sanderson, I'm getting FOMO. Yeah, I felt a little bit the same way, actually. Yeah. It looks like 400 pages for me to feel like the pacing was... It took like 400 pages for me to feel like the pacing was fast enough for me.
Ooh. That's not good.
I'm on chapter 54 of Kingdom of Ash, and I hope I can read a good portion of this here. How long will you be sprinting? I don't know. We haven't decided. It's 10 to 10 for me. So I'm probably not going to want to go much longer than another sort of 40 minutes or so, or an hour at the most. So depending on how long we want to go for a sprint, it might only be another sprint, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't tend to... I get live stream fatigue. I don't know how you people do the really long ones.
And then there's me, like, at the weekend, like last weekend, just doing 24 hours straight. Like,
yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anyone does, like, people who do like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, but how?
Yeah. How did you just turn your computer, like, turn your camera off when you, like, went to go eat or something, or?
no, I just stayed on the whole time. I done like a watch along part, which was when I ate. So I was just kind of watching a movie with like some others, and we kind of had a watch along. But otherwise, no, my camera didn't ever go off, I don't think, unless I was walking my dog.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's amazing.
That's a good effort.
I was impressed with myself. I done it. And then I stayed awake till like 9 o'clock the next day.
Wow.
So,
was it fun? That's the main thing, really.
I really liked it. Also, I finished a whole entire book in that time. So
nice.
that was the goal.
Awesome. Good job. Chaos decided to go for the final Empire. Your excitement and 5-star rating sold it for her. Yay for them.
I hope you enjoy it. Like, a lot of people really do enjoy the Final Empire, and it is a really good place to start with Sanderson if you've not read from him before. So I definitely recommend it.
I will at some point. I will. But yes, hope you enjoy it, KR. I'm here because I heard Cece talking that this was happening today, and it's an excellent hour for me. I'm from Portugal, by the way. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us.
I'll be coming up 12. Because I think they're... No, it's not. Portugal's the same time as me. Yeah, because Hugo's in Portugal, and he's the same time as me. So, yeah, it's 10:50.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it the same time as Spain, or is it different? Different country. Yeah, but like, so weird. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Scotland. So the other side of the world. The other side.
Time zones just...
I know, right?
Crazy for me. Yeah. The only reason I was asking is because one of my friends in Spain, and she's just has really weird times of doing everything. And I'm just like, dude, I can't even.
I don't get what you're doing.
Yeah, she's like, I'm doing this at this time. I'm like, I cannot do that. That time does not exist for me.
That is time is not true. I don't believe in that time.
Lana human has gone to sleep at that time. She does not exist.
That's fair enough. Yeah, Cece and Melanie were sprinting in our this morning, Lana. Obviously it would have been your last night, Ashleigh. Yeah. And I jumped on and we're chatting, and then Cece was like, oh, I have to try and get up in time for Mel's sprints, and then obviously she's not here. But someone else from the sprint is here, so yay, that's exciting. Thank you for coming. Cece obviously didn't get up in time. Anytime I've heard someone try to explain the plot of a Brando Sander book, they sound so boring to me, like someone tried to tell you everything that happened in their dream.
I mean, I mean, Final Empire is just an evil god has ruled for 1,000 years, and people are like enslaved, and they're trying to get free, essentially.
That sounds pretty cool.
I mean, I hope that doesn't sound like a dream and doesn't sound boring. Let's try to sum it up in a sentence. Obviously, a lot more than that, but that's essentially the gist of it, like main plotline wise.
Yeah. I guess it depends on whether you are a big fantasy reader or not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It kind of reads like YA fantasy. It's adult fantasy, but it kind of reads like YA fantasy. So it's kind of got like that speed and ease to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a hard read at all.
Good to know. I can hear Lana a little better now that I'm using headphones. Oh, cool. Well, there you go. Yay! Also, she's yelling at us.
I am. My neighbour is probably like,
what the hell are you doing, woman?
Actually, no. She probably hears me like talking to myself, like to the camera all the time. And
Yeah, she's like, oh, why now though? So it's fine. It's all good. I can teach people bastard and wine and scotch and a few other funny ones. Oyster is the best sign ever. That's so funny. Lola wants to go to midnight. Oh, Lola.
I have to work tomorrow.
I'm just not. I'm too old. I'm not capable of it. 400 pages is too long for that. I want to get out my red editing pen when a book is 400 pages total. Yeah, see, that's also part of it. Like, if you're a fantasy reader, especially a high fantasy reader, you'll get to like 700-800 without too much trouble. So once you start getting to like 900, 1,000, that you start being like, oh, this might be a bit long.
That's me. Most of the times I'm looking at it like, get a bit long. And then I look at my other ones, like, because I've got a couple of the books in that series, and then it's split into 2 books, and I'm like, there's no need. I don't want to read it. I haven't read it yet because I'm too scared because they're just so big. But at the same time, like, they're split into 2 books. And I'm like, that intimidates me even more because I'm like, no, because they're still quite chunky books. They're like 500, 600 pages, but they're split into 2 books. And I'm like, why? Why? I don't want a book that big.
It's very big. They're very big books.
I think it is with like high fantasy as well, because I've got like Priory of an Orange Tree. I am so intimidated by, but then the House of Earth and Blood, or Blood and Earth, or whatever it was, I read that in 3 days. And like, because I had it on Kindle, it wasn't until I went to the bookshop and saw how big it was, I was like, what the hell?
It is the upside of Kindle. You just kind of fly through it and you don't even realise how big it is.
I read House of Earth and Blood, in like 3 or 4 days, whereas it took me, I think, a week and a half to read The Priory of the Orange Tree. And I love The Priory of the Orange Tree. It just is a really dense book.
I've not bought Priory because I'm scared.
It's really good.
I'm too intimidated, so if I don't buy it, I don't have the guilt of not reading it. My logic. You don't buy intimidating books so that you don't have to worry about not reading them.
That's a good point. That's why libraries are good.
Sound.
Yeah, I understand that. That's a good logic. I like it. Oh my god, puppy! I'm so bad at 24-hour readathons, always fall asleep. Yeah, that's what I would find problematic. I
definitely would have been asleep if I wasn't the one who was hosting it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like feeling dead by 9 o'clock in the evening. So by hour 9.
You were like, oh my god.
And then I watched Shrek, and then I was alive for the rest of the night. So not just Elf. When you start feeling tired, watch Shrek.
Watch Shrek. Shrek will fix it. Okay, now I'm following you 3, and I'm looking forward for your 24 hours actually reading sprints or sprints at all that you guys might do. Oh, thank you so much. That's so exciting. That's so nice of you. Yay.
That's awesome.
Just read The Final Empire. Loved it. Just read The Final Empire. Loved it. Made more sense. Sorry. Yay. That's good to hear, Jane. That's probably the most succinct description I've heard. Yeah, that was a really good succinct description, Ashleigh. Your description, yeah.
It's because people try and go into what the magic system's like, and I'm like, but even though the magic system's a big part of it, it's not essentially the main plot. Like, first book is essentially there's a dark overlord. They're trying, and there's like who's been enslaved, and they're trying to overtake him. That's essentially the plot of the book, without all the magic bit. Because once you start going into what the magic is, then you just start tripping over yourself.
Yeah.
And then, what?
That's good. Like you like laid the foundation, like the base of the cake, and then the magic is like the additional things, and everything else is just layers.
Like
Nice.
the magic system makes so much sense and is so easy to understand when you're reading it. But like trying to explain it otherwise, you're just kind of like it's metals, and they do all these different things depending on what metal you ingest, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So it's just like, just stick to the easy bit. Just stick to the main plot. Brandon Sanderson can deal with all the magic bit.
Yeah, exactly. He's already done the work for you. You just do the bare bones. Yeah, sorry, I just re-looked at the same thing. I have enough trouble keeping up with all the characters of Robin Hobb's books, and I don't think my brain can handle another big series. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean,
Plus,
and Mistborn, you only really have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 characters that are really like the main ones. So it's not actually that many characters, really.
not like Wheel of Time, which has God, I don't even know how many characters. Like main characters.
I've heard the Way of Kings has loads of characters.
Way of Kings has got loads of characters, but I still don't think it's as many as the Wheel of Time series that has got so many. And the longer it goes on, the more main, and they're not just, there's so many supporting characters you can't even imagine. But even the main characters, there's still kind of 3 main characters, but then the other PCs are just, my God, there's so many. Anyway. The stand is.
I couldn't do Wheel of Time. I got 200 pages in, and I was just like, I'm just gonna watch the show.
I don't know what's going on here. Yes, Ash, don't read Wheel of Time if you can't handle Robin Hobb. Definitely don't read.
I've never read Robin Hobb or Wheel of Time. So.
Oh my God, Robin Hobb is one of my favorite. That series is one of my favorite series of all time. Love it so much.
I got my mum the first book for Christmas last year for Christmas, but she's not read it yet. So I'm just going to let her tell me whether I'll like it or not, because we have very similar taste in books. So.
Yeah, my mum and I do too. It's really nice.
Same.
The stand is 1,200 pages. Well, there you go.
Oof.
No.
Just no.
Well, the Final Empire is half of that, so.
Yeah,
it's 600 and I want to say 40.
Pages is kind of like my.
Oh, I mean, I was not long off. It's 643 pages. I was not far off. I was 3 pages away from what I said.
That's really good.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
That's very impressive.
I think 600 pages. I think is 600 pages is where I start to be a bit like, okay, this is an investment of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 500, I'm like, how many other books do I have in my TBR?
Yeah.
Because I can get 1 there. I don't know why I've decided to leave 3 over 500 page books this month, but I'm not doing that again the rest of the year. That's a bit much.
That is a lot, yes.
Usually my most is 2 big books a month. But even then, one of them is usually part of a series.
Yeah.
Because, it's so big.
Yeah.
House of Elven Blood is
1 or 2 up to 500. Other than that, I'm no, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. That's I think what that's what one of the things that's really changed about the way I read since I started BookTube and particularly doing my TBR game is that like I used to not, so I didn't used to make TBR. I used to be an entirely mood reader. So I would read a 600 or 700 or 800 page book and take however long it took and not worry about like, oh, I've got to read all these other books in January. It's like, oh, well, took me 2 weeks to read the first book of the Wheel of Time. That's fine, because then, what do I do next? Like, it doesn't matter. Whereas now I'm much more like, okay, I had to take Thunderhead over into January. So I didn't start Law until like the 5th. And then I think it took me 10 days to read Law for some reason. I just was really distracted. And I'm like, oh my God, oh no, I'm going to be...
I think it took me 6 days to read Law.
Okay.
But I've been on loads of sprints this week. So if I hadn't made good progress in Law, I would have been very confused at myself. Not going to lie.
I felt like it should have taken less time because it was young adult, but I don't know. Maybe I just overestimated or underestimated.
It took me a lot longer than I thought as well. So
yeah. Priory is a slog. Yeah, I don't know. It depends if you mean a slog because you're like, oh God. I mean, there's a lot going on, so it takes a while, but I enjoyed it, so I didn't find it sloggy. Me too, Ashleigh. I'm so intimidated by Priory.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
I was intimidated when I first picked it up, but yeah, it was good. I don't remember how long it took me to read House of Earth and Blood. Not many days, but I had to take a break in the middle. It was making me slumpy because it became a hate read. Oh no! Poor Erin. Poor Erin. Oh, Priory was so long and I sadly didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Oh, that's really sad too. Poor Ash.
Probably Priory isn't as big as I'm thinking it is. I think it's because it's a standalone as well. And so I see it and I'm like, yeah, it's just one book. But I'm like, this must be absolutely massive. Like, but isn't that also... like...
Sorry?
I was going to say, I don't think it's actually that many pages though, is it? It's like, what, 700 or something?
Yeah, it's about the same length as Crescent City, but it's just really, they've made it really big. Okay. So it just looks really intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in Prairie, but I'm not sure where I can fit it in. Fair enough. Why does it need to be so many pages if that's the plot?
Because there's a lot. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on, but that's the main gist of what the book is.
That's just the layer. That's just the first layer. Remember, there's lots of other layers on top, plus all the decorations. You got lots of icing work going on, lots of fondant work.
But none of it feels like fluff, if that makes sense. So none of it feels like filler. So that's always a good thing as well. So it does read faster because you're not just being like, why is this here? Everything is relevant. And Branson leads you in one way and then it goes a completely other way, and you're like, wait, how did that just happen? Because it just completely is just the king of misdirection. You'll think one thing and then it doesn't and it goes a completely different direction and you're like, oh, okay.
Ashleigh has me thinking that I might try the second Mistborn book. Without all the world building, maybe I'll find it easier going. Good work.
The second one's like different to the first one. It's kind of, I don't even know how to explain the second book, if I'm being honest. It's an odd book. But I never read the third part of it because COVID happened when I tried to get from the library, so everything closed. So now I have the books. I'm rereading the first two so I can finally find out the ending. Finally.
Well, good luck, Amy. Let us know how you get on. Detailed magic system are review words that let me know I won't like a book. Yeah, fair enough. I think if you're not a huge fantasy reader, then they're definitely not books to dive into. I'm scared of Brandon Sanderson. I'm not getting into that book until I finish some series. I don't like to have many series not finished. That's fair enough.
That is 100% fair. Like, since I joined BookTube, like, I was always a series binger, And then as soon as my first year of booktube was fine, but I also wasn't really posting a lot. But my last year, I finished one series the whole entire year, but I started like 30. So
Yeah.
Series
I think that's changed for me as well, because I was more like that too. I was more of a, not binge reader necessarily, but I would definitely be like, okay, I enjoyed that book, I'll find the next one. And like it might be the next book I read bar one kind of thing. Whereas now, yeah, it takes me so long to get around to the next. I think that's a very booktube problem, very common booktube problem.
I think I'm only in the middle of 2 series.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
How are you only in the middle of 2?
One's a
How do you
romance.
do that?
I started the Shadowhunters books and finished that one in January. So I finished that this month. So I only read book 1, so just started that one. Yeah, I don't know. I seem to just finish my series pretty well.
You are.
More of you.
Yeah.
I think it's because whenever I can, I try and get in my sequels. So if I know it'll fit any kind of prompt, I'll just fit in the other sequels so I can try and get them all done. But yeah, I don't think I'm any more serious than that. What am I in? I've got the last book from Noughts and Crosses, but I only got that for Christmas. So I mean, it's the last book. It came out last year. I'm not counting that. Shadowhunters, I just started. The romance series. Oh yeah, I started rereading Grey, so I'm in the middle of that one. So 3.
That's really
I don't
good.
think I'm in any more series than that. So yeah, I think I'm in the middle of 3.
That's really good. Yeah, I sat down and wrote out like an open series page in my journal today. And I definitely have more than 3, but I don't have as many as I thought I did. But then I decided I'm not counting series that I'm technically in the middle of, but I've decided I'm not finishing.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting series that the next book isn't out yet. Because it's like, well, I'm up to date. It's not my fault you didn't write anymore.
Yeah.
I'm generally just here thinking I must be in more series than I'm at. Surely. But for the life of me, if I am, I don't know what they are. So clearly not that impressed.
We'll finish the sprints and then you're like, oh wait, there's all those like 6 other series I have to read.
Yeah, I think I've finished all my series essentially.
That is very impressive.
Or I've been reading a lot of standalones. Maybe that's what it is. Being kind of in a mix of standalones and series, but
that definitely helps. Amy didn't think the magic system was that complicated, so
it's not complicated. It's just when you try to explain it, it's complicated. Yeah, okay. But he writes it so easy to actually understand. So it's just one of those ones.
Yeah, I get you. I don't care so much about complicated. I just never understand why I need to know all the ins and outs. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I'm going to watch the show before I'm going to try Wheel of Time, and I think it'll help me get to grips with the world. My mum and I have really different tastes. It's so interesting. That is interesting. I've read Assassin's Apprentice, and that's it. I don't know when I'll continue. Fair enough. Hopefully you do and you enjoy it. In Mistborn, it actually affects how they physically move in the world, but it explains as you need it, which is good. Well, that helps, definitely. I'm up to book 3 in the Farseer trilogy. Ooh, are you enjoying it, Ash? Yeah, the first one, I think... I still really loved it, but I think the first one is a little bit harder to... because of that setting up the world and stuff, and plus there's a big time lapse, whereas the other ones are more like, this is, a few months of time, whereas the first one's like 15 years of time or something. I got the Game of Thrones series for Christmas. The books are so chunky. Yeah, they're pretty big books as well.
I'm never reading that series.
Fair enough.
Like, ever. But I freaking love the show.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I was like, I'm going to read these books. I started reading the books and I was like, I'm going to watch the show.
Some things are just like that. I think Priory just had a couple of characters. I think Priory just had a couple of characters were kind of necessary. Do you mean unnecessary? Fondant tastes gross, though. That's true. That maybe that wasn't the best analogy. Yeah, I'm so bad for starting loads of series and taking ages to finish them. Yep.
I mean, technically there is 2 other ones, but like I'm technically rereading Twilight, but I'm not in a rush to like read New Moon. Like I reread Twilight, but they're like my comfort reads, so I'll just pick them up when I need that bit more comfort. I'll just continue on with it. So I'm not counting that as a series I'm in the middle of. And then the other one is like a mystery series one, but it follows like different investigations, like how you do with Agatha Christie. So it's like I'm not saying I'm in the middle of that series because technically, I mean I am, but I'm not. So you can just read it like standalone.
Also kind of like companion novels.
Yeah.
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 I don't count them as like series because I always like, well, they're standalones essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe that's why I don't feel like I'm in the middle of many series. I'm just like, I've just got companion novels. They're not part. They're just
maybe.
Yeah. I'm interested, after you saying that Twilight's your comfort read, Mel, what's your comfort series? Like your comfort read series? And everyone in the chat as well. What's your comfort
and everyone. I think rereads, but there's no one particular series. But I don't know. Probably Pratchett for series, and then probably either Sense and Sensibility or Pride and Prejudice, or Anne of Green Gables.
Also reading at the moment.
I'm very excited to hear what you think of it.
I like Mr. Bennett. He's a sarcastic bastard and I love it. Very witty.
Yeah.
I hate his wife though. She annoys me.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're not really meant to like Mrs. Bennett. Yeah, we get so excited by new releases and then we realize we have also started and not finished. Yes, exactly.
To be fair, I don't buy new releases. Maybe that's my thing.
That definitely helps as well, I think.
I mean, the only new releases I get are ones I ask for Christmas. Otherwise, I just kind of... It's because I'm trying to read all the books I own. So I think that's maybe why. I'm not really trying to buy new books unless they're part of a series I'm already in.
Yep.
That's my goal this year, so...
Okay, so Erin reads a lot of speculative and plenty of things in the fantasy umbrella. I just don't care for epic or high fantasy much. Yeah,
that's fair.
That's what I was trying to say. When I was saying fantasy, I should have been saying epic fantasy because, I think that's where we start getting into the really long descriptions and long books and lots of world building and stuff. Before COVID, I've had 4 series going. In all that time, I've only continued 1, but I've started a few. 4, not 4. Yeah, it's okay. We knew. Hi, Kylie. The Final Empire is a very fast, intriguing book, but it looks intimidating, but it's really not. There is lots of action. Feel the magic is more like superhero powers in the book. Okay.
I would feel like superhero personally, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
Same if I'm liking a series, I tend to make sure that I can fit in the rest of the series soon after. I wish I still did that. I should try and do that more. I should.
Yeah, if you like the first one, you should try and if you can get a prompt that even slightly fits it, you should just be like, one.
I should. But then there's all these other books that I want to... Yeah, I'm really bad.
Oh, you have to decide, do you want to continue series or start new books? And that's the problem.
I let myself do that this month. Like, I finished the first book and I was just like, oh, that Cliffy was good. I want to read the next one. And usually I'm like, I've got all these other books that I need to read this month. but this month I was just like, you know what? Treat yourself. So
Yeah.
I read the next two. I've got the last one to read, and I'm gonna wait until I can actually get the physical copy, which will be next year, but I can wait.
Just a little bit of a wait. Just a tiny one.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I haven't started Assassin's Quest yet. I've got all the others on my self-destruct video to try and get through, but I'm hoping to get to it soon. Ooh, I'm excited to hear what you think. I feel like I want to read the Witcher series, but I'm a bit nervous. I think there's a lot of books. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I watched the second series, but I was the same. I was like, oh, there's so many books. I don't think they're very long.
There might be a book club Strand. Don't do that. They tried to like knock me off my stool to the point I was like, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Mom, it's time to go out. It's time to go for a walk, Mom.
I think that is what that's also because I'm holding his ball because he keeps trying to get it, and it's the loudest toy he's got. Yes, I think one of the book club books for me is going to be The Witcher, the very first one in that series, coming up in the next quarter. So between April and July. Yeah. So
okay.
if you need a little bit of encouragement to read it and you haven't read it by then, like just the first one, then
yep. Okay. Things to think about.
But
then that's another series. Sorry, Lana.
I was just going to say, the only thing that put me off about reading The Witcher is that everyone's like, The Witcher is a series about everyone but The Witcher. And I was just like, because I'd already seen Henry Cavill as The Witcher, I was like, no. I want more of him. I don't care about anyone else. I just want him.
Yeah, it won't be Henry Cavill. That's the problem. I mean, it will be in my head, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, in my head. Henry,
yeah, I mean, unless the other co-host changes it, that's their plan for one of the books, and I'm excited. I've had that book for a couple of years, just the first one, and I don't want to buy the others if I don't enjoy it. Yeah, so I'm like, I can't wait to finally pick that one up.
Yes, I meant unnecessary. Yes, okay. I love fondant. Okay, so I love sugar. Oh, there you go. The Mortal Instruments is probably my comfort read. Okay. Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder is a comfort reread for me. Also, the Sookie Stackhouse and Lily Bard books by Charlene Harris. Interesting.
I've got the Poison Study books, but I've not actually read that series. I do have it.
I haven't even heard of them, I don't think. Unlike Mel, I just do rereads. I do really fall into the Sentinels of the Galaxy series by Maria V. Snyder, or the Alienated series by Melissa Landers, or the Graceling Realm by Kristen Cashaw very easily. Nice. I'm a lover of standalones, but I got caught up on 2 ongoing series this month, so I feel like I'm excelling. They were both novella series. Cool. Yay, good job.
Love novella series. You feel so accomplished finishing each one. You're like, oh my god, I'm flying through this series. Especially when you're reading like big epic fantasies otherwise. And you're like, oh, this one's done so fast.
I did it. I feel like I've caused a massive debate about long books. I mean, we did have a fairly long debate, but I don't know if you caused it. And anyway, personally, I'm completely fine with that. I should say my name is Kim as well. I always use my initials on YouTube. Hi, Kim. I bought the whole Witcher series before the show came on, and I still haven't read them. Tracy.
What are we going to do with you, Tracy?
Honestly. And the Georgina Kincaid books. Mostly these are books I have not read yet, but that's okay.
I've heard about that one just today, I'm pretty sure. I'd never heard about it before, and then I heard it today. So now I'm like, what is this?
What? Tell me more.
What is this series?
In The Witcher, apparently you need to read the novella before the first book. Okay.
Is that the left? I was going to say Left Hand of God, but that's not it. That's a completely different book.
Then probably not. No.
No, that's a completely different book. But I've also got that I want to read this year. What is the name of that book? I think I know what the book is. My brain's just not computing. I'm like, I know it. It's right there.
You got up to it, Italy.
Yeah, probably. My brain's like, no, we're not awake yet.
I feel like the study series kind of declines, but I'll always love Poison Study. Aww. I hate it when that happens and you love something and then you're just kind of like, oh, wish I'd just read the first book. Pretended it was a standalone. I really want to do a reread of Georgina Kincaid. Okay, books by Rachel Mead. Help if I spell things right and add an author. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought Georgina Kincaid was the author. I got it now.
The series.
Right.
Rachel Mead.
Don't have to go as I'm meeting my family for Sunday lunch, but thanks for the sprint. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so nice to meet you and have a lovely Sunday lunch. We should probably do some more sprinting before I have to run away because I turn into a pumpkin. So we'll just quickly go through the last of the comments and then maybe do just maybe 25 minutes and then we can finish up around 11. Does that work for you too?
Works fine.
My 11, obviously, your whatever the next hour is.
12?
12?
I don't have work till 2:30, so.
Oh, cool. Same. What are we saming? I can't remember now. Oh, I wanted to do a reread. Maybe you guys could buddy read.
Yeah.
The Last Wish, is that the name of the...
Yeah, that's the one I was on about. Don't know what. I mean, they both started the le, so I mean, I was kind of on the track, just not really. The le. Well, let's go for the other book. No, like, I'm glad I remembered at least the right letter it started with. Go me.
You were getting there. You would have figured it out eventually.
It's because the cover for Left Hand of God makes me think of Witcher. I think that's why.
Oh, Ash bought the whole Witcher series as well and hasn't started it yet. Oops. Ah, yes, The Last Wish. Everyone's agreeing The Last Wish. I slept in, but I made it for the last break. Yay! Also, hello! Yes, I know that you would love it if one day I said, let's go for an hour, but I just don't. I'm an old lady, Lola. You can't ask old ladies to stay up until midnight reading books. Not anymore.
Lola, if you're free on Friday and have no life like me, I will be holding sprints on Friday.
Ooh.
If you want to come to me. In like a whole another week.
So what did we say? 25 minutes.
See.
All right. And okay.
It's so pretty.
Isn't it pretty? I love the purpleness of it. Tracy wanted to know what time.
8 p.m. Queensland time.
So 9
a.m. for me.
Australia, 9 a.m. in
daylight,
UK.
Eastern Daylight Time. Yay! So 8 p.m. Queensland time on. Look.
Is that the odd half-hour one?
No, that's
Australia
Western Australia.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I know Australia has that weird one. It's like half an hour, and I'm like, why? Why is it
Sorry,
half
not
an hour?
Western Australia, South Australia. Yeah, I know. I don't understand either.
I'm like, everybody else, 1 hour all across the planet, and then it's just Australia being like, 13 minutes. I'm like, why? Why Australia?
Weirdos. All right. Happy reading, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How did everyone go then that sprint?
I read 15 pages.
Nice. Yay. I'm not sure how much I read, but I'm now up to 69%. So I am pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I got to page 46.
Nice.
So
Yay.
a really nice chunk.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Lana?
I've got 50 pages left. And then I'll be done with this one.
Yay. Are you going to try and knock it out tonight? I wonder where that... You are. Yay. I'm so glad you're using your bookmark.
I love this bookmark. It's so handy. And it's like a good size and length.
Yeah. Nice. I have the same one. My dad bought me that one for Christmas.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll finish this tonight.
Nice.
It's getting real good. I think, like, probably, in all honesty, the first 200 pages could have been cut down to about, let's say the first, like, half of the book could have been cut in half. If you know what I mean. It's good. But the first was just very, like, world building heavy. And I feel like I didn't need to know as much as was written on the page. But the actual story in and of itself is really good. Really enjoying it.
Nice. That's good. Yay. Australia likes to be different. Yeah, we do. Oh, no. That's not good. We don't want kids to have nightmares.
What's the book?
She did tell us at very early on, and I can't remember because I never ever can.
Was that the one that was like the middle grade that had like really big word in the middle, and I was like, seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I know the one.
7 Wherewithal Way. So there you go. Apparently, it will give kids nightmares, so don't read it to your kids, even though it's middle grade. Although Ellie liked it, so.
Horror or fantasy or I'm intrigued now. Tracy, tell me more.
Tell us more. Got through 2 short stories and now heading to bed. Yay! Thanks so much for the sprints, everyone. Good night. Good night. Thank you for joining us. Tracy read 36 pages. Erin read 33 pages of the sentence. Awesome. 16 pages for Amy. I'm really liking equal rights. Yay. That's good. That's good to hear. Got some more stuff organized for more of one of my journal spreads. Awesome. I was in the middle of 54 chapter and now in the middle of 57. Nice.
Let's go.
230 pages left. Woo! You can do it. It's got some audiobook listen to. I mean, plenty of kids are pretty morbid. That's very true.
Yeah.
It's actually Samantha Ellen bound. I didn't see the Samantha before. Oops. Oops. Oh, sorry. All right. Well, I think that's done. That's us. That's us done for the night or morning, depending on where you are in the universe. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No worries. You're welcome. I'm sure at some point I will do it again. I'm not sure what I'm doing with sprints at the moment, in terms of regularity, but yeah, I'll let you guys know if you want to come on at some point again. when I'm coming up and doing some more.
Yeah,
If you'd like to join us. I remember being obsessed with Goosebumps as a kid.
Yeah.
Nice. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just going to keep saying, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Bye.